What up, YouTube? I am back for my second vlog. I guess that's what they call these things. Started this on Friday, last Friday, a couple days ago. It is Monday, January 12th. Got some good reactions. Thank you for watching. If you watched it and left a comment or just engaged with it at all, I really appreciate it. I'm going to be trying to do these every day. And the goal here is really to show how I build in real time, how I work with artists in real time. I've worked with thousands of artists throughout my career, spanning 17 years. The first company I ever started was a company called Team Backpack that ended up blowing up in the hip hop space from around 2010, 11, 12 when it started to 2016. Really got popping in 2015, 2016 with Facebook virality. Facebook allowed everyone to go viral with original videos on their platform. Learned a lot from that experience and how Facebook or Meta now took all that data of all the fans and sold it back to us. So learned a lot about paid advertising after Team Backpack. That's how I got into the industry. I moved to New York, met my wife, moved to New York, during the Team Backpack saga. And after Team Backpack kind of fell apart, I said, fuck it, let me just go all in on the music business. Started working with artists at the labels. Started working with Def Jam, started working with a couple of artists that ended up getting signed to major labels, some dope A&Rs, and got in the business, right? And I realized that this was a true passion of mine. And once you work with the business side of it, you see where the opportunities are, right? So I went from independent, startup, building out my own, systems and building out my own ideas on how to run a music business. Ended up going to the labels and working with the labels, never working full-time for a label, but working with a bunch of labels, artists, executives, all of the above. And then 2019, I kind of started getting like annoyed at it because it was just like, the business is never going to respect you to that level. So I ended up taking a job at BeatStars. Was there for about a year. I learned a lot about company marketing and kind of figuring out how to work with producers, realizing how powerful the producer is in the whole situation. And then I ended up at Beat Club working for Timbo for a couple years, and that was crazy as hell, and made it out alive, thank God. And for the last 2 years, I've been, going heavy in just working with a couple partners that we all work with artists directly, right? Artists, producers, DJs. At all different levels, from upstarts to major artists to major labels to legacy acts, all of the above, right? And I realized, the same thing is there's always an issue at the end of the day. It's like data, where's the data? And how do we all make informed decisions together based off of data, right? And because I'm a growth marketer, we can bring in the data pretty quickly by just packaging it right and putting it out there right? So, I don't claim to know everything about the creative side of the business. I don't make records. I work with people that make records, and we help figure out how to market it, which I love doing. And then I also figure out how to grow it and monetize it, right? So there's a lot there that I've figured out how to do. And a lot of time there's issues, especially when there's transitions, right? Like you as an artist, if you're an artist or you're a manager, right? You don't have all the data right in front of you to make informed decisions. You don't really have a business. You're just looking at Spotify for Artists or YouTube Studio and not connecting the dots. Maybe you're making some informed decisions, but there needs to be a lot more understanding of the whole ecosystem. So what I've done with partners across the board, we've built out systems that can really help maintain the data, build out, and it's all really just free tools that we implement. And then we just make sure that when we're running tactics to grow, that we're always looking at the same data. If an artist is growing for marketing, they're putting any ad dollars or we're pushing any type of marketing tactics, we're going to see where it's working. We're going to see what songs are working. We're going to see with what audience it's working with, right? And if we understand all those things, we know where to double down, right? So that's what I do. I'm trying to do this. I do this for a living. I love doing it, but what I want to do is I want to extend this out and work with artists directly and capture the experience, build in real time on these vlogs, do Google Meets, Zooms, or whatever, screen share, actually build out the systems with you so that we can all learn so we can all build a better music industry for tomorrow, right? I've been traveling a lot. I've been going to India, Middle East, Southeast Asia. The plan is Africa at some point, South America, but these are all growth markets. And, I really feel that, if you are an artist and you make music, the biggest leverage you have is that music, and making sure it gets out there, making sure people listen to it. And then you can actually tour or do events in these places, make some money off of merchandise, make some money off of digital sales, make some money off of sync, make some money off of streaming. If you do these things, I think if you set up everything up properly, you can have a thriving music business in the future. So this is my call to action to you. If you're an artist, you're a producer, you're a DJ, and you have a catalog, or you're a manager and you work with artists and you have a catalog, and you want to push the music out there a little bit more, you want to get the data, you want to figure out how and where to monetize, hit me up in the comments, hit me up in my DMs, wherever the fuck you want. I don't give a shit. But I'm going to be working with one artist at a time and actually show the process of building it out. And that's all I ask. I'll do it for free. I'll do like 4 or 5 weeks of work for free, as long as we can document the process. Obviously, we can blur things out if it doesn't make sense. Not all your private information is going to be out there, but I want to document the process, and I want to help more artists figure out what they need to do to build a music career that's sustainable, and help their teams actually see where the value is so they can keep growing. So it's Monday, January 12th. I don't want to date this, but I'm trying to figure out who those artists are that I'm going to be working with for this series. So just hit me up, and like I said, it's going to be free. We're just going to document it, and let's get it. I'm really trying to make this an experience, and I want to teach people how to do this. So take care. See you tomorrow.